Hey staff, very informal instructional video. Brett's filming in here.
What's up?
What's going to happen this weekend, Thursday and Sunday, is we're going to talk about exercising your spiritual gifts. And so we did last week about examining your gifts. Had 140 people take the gift test, which they're excited about that and understanding that God has gifted them to do ministry. This weekend, we're going to encourage them to exercise that gift by discovering their shape. We're going to go a little farther with the gift test into what God shaped them, their spiritual gift, their heart, ability, personality, experiences. And then the next move is a simple next move. We're going to have a card. This is just a printout. It's a very nice card with their information. And then on the back of the card, they're going to have the opportunity to check children's ministry, which is birth through 5th grade, student ministry, first impressions, adult ministry, creative arts production team, office administration team, operations team, and then wherever I'm needed, not sure. And so there's 8 options that they can check. Now, inside those options, we realize that inside of your ministry teams, there's other things that people can do. And so we'll throw up a slide that will have some of those examples. So adult ministry, of course, the prayer team, care network, a lot of those things that they can do. But what we're wanting to see happen this weekend is that they would take the card to a table or to an area that will be assigned to you, and it'll have the sign up there that says children's ministry. So the children's ministry team, Don and Chris and any volunteers that you would recruit to help you, they're going to turn that card into you. You're going to have a short conversation, and you're not really trying to get a ton of information. But if they say, I'd like to work as a greeter in the children's ministry area, if that's something that's in your org chart, you make a note of that on the card. And then those cards need to go to Lee. And then what Lee's going to do is she's going to take those cards and she's going to put them into Planning Center, and it's going to create a workflow. And so when she gets them and it's got adult ministry checked, she's going to go into the person's profile. So I just chose her as an example. So if she turns the card in, she goes to workflow, and then she will say add to workflow, and whatever they chose in Planning Center, there's volunteer opportunities. So I think I said, let's do adult ministry team. So she'd choose adult ministry team, add to adult ministry. You're not doing this. This is what she's doing. And then she's going to assign that card to me because I'm going to be in charge of the adult ministry follow-up for that. But if it was to you, your name would be there. And then she hits add the person, and it creates a workflow for you. So you can find your workflow in your dashboard. When you go to workflows, you can find that there. It loads them up. You see your number of cards that you have. And then when you go to a card, you're going to see that there's some steps there to accomplish that you need to do. They're the same for each one of the categories. So you're going to make a phone call. I expect that phone call to be made ASAP. I put 48 hours. That's 2 business days. And so by Tuesday at 5 o'clock, we should have called everybody personally. Now, this might mean you might need to block out some time in the evening to be able to call, but we don't want a text or an email. We want to reach out with a phone call. And then in that phone call, you're asking them if they have any questions about their gift test, their shape, when they took the shape profile there. And then you're asking details. Go into Planning Center, update their data. If they don't have their address, ask what their address is. And then you're scheduling a time to meet with them. And so you want to move from a phone call, congratulations, I'm the ministry leader there in that department, to a time where you're going to meet with them one-on-one. Now, this meeting may be before church, in between services. It could be breakfast, coffee. Be really careful about co-ed meetings. So if you can meet with 2 women or 2 men at a coffee shop, that's better than a one-on-one co-ed situation. So you do a cluster meeting, preferably be one-on-one, or you've got a lady volunteer or a man volunteer that can help. So you're scheduling time for meeting, and then in that I put listen, care more about their soul than filling a volunteer role. They'll sniff that out with us really quick if we're just trying to fill holes. That's what we're trying to do. We don't want something from them. We want something for them. So you're going to call them. You're going to meet with them. You're making notes all along the way. And so the more notes you make, the better it's going to be for all of us, because when you realize that, hey, maybe their best gifts not in children's ministry, it's in the worship, arts, and production. And when you transfer that, all the notes are there that we can not have to start in the hole. We can start fulfilling the work that you've already done there. And then so you're calling them, you're meeting them, you're going to give them any team info you have. You have some printed stuff. That's great. And then you're scheduling a test drive. And what we're calling a test drive is you're going to come in and you're going to shadow a current worker. You're going to come in, you're going to see the environment, and so you're wanting them to do that at a weekend event, weekend service. And then the training piece. So if this is the background checks, this is any training material you have, whatever your philosophy is about training there, and then you're scheduling them in PCO, preferably, for their first serve. And then when you do all of that, that's when it's completed. That's when you can check the complete, because they're on a team, they're in the calendar with service opportunities, and that gets them examining and also exercising their gift. There'll be a handout given out that explains the broad ministry teams that are there and in your area. So family ministry, children's ministry, and student ministry, you'll have a certain color. Adult ministry will have a certain color. Creative arts will have a certain color. Swing by my office. I'd love to explain this to you in more detail. The big expectation is make sure you're there in your area Thursday and Sunday, and make sure you're having conversations with people and getting to know them and high-fiving them for taking this courage and having the courage to bring you a card. And then the cards need to get to Lee, and then Lee's going to drop them in a workflow, and then we need to follow up, because between what we say and what we do is integrity, and if we don't connect those, we lose influence and integrity as an organization. And I'm the one on stage saying that, so please, I value my integrity and my influence big time, and so make sure you're helping to leverage that instead of taking away from that. If you're busy, if you're sick, if you can't do it, send the card to me. I'd rather you send the card to me and load me up with 100 things to do than you not do it and us lose integrity and lose influence. Hey, I'm excited. I can't wait for you to start leading people and more people into a more dynamic relationship with Christ, and them examining and exercising their gifts is going to make that happen. God bless you guys. Looking forward to a great weekend.